What is going on, you fucking martards out there? Oh, shit. This is like part 3 of this fucking breaking Wango Tango news. Every fucking day we wake up and there's something fucking new announced or something floating around or whatever. And you had a live show from me, then you had another show by the doctor, and of course you were joined. The doctor who was there was joined by the most magnanimous, the most scholarly, the most objective, the most stupendous, and the most fucking boss guy in the fucking world. The king of the motherfucking hoopla. The most stupendous and the most glorious man in the IWC, YWC, TWC, FBWC community. Professor Chabel de la Cruz, my dude, my brother. Three Kings Day is over. All the Puerto Ricans is fucking put away to Coquito. We waiting for next year. Or we waiting for the end of this year. Got some Bacardi. We got more shit going down, bro. We got more shit going down.
That's why we're restocking the Coquito, because we need to drink more after more news keeps breaking out. But I just want to say this to all the hustleites, as the weekend has progressed, and we're going to talk about other breaking Wango Tango news, I found it funny. Track, wasn't this talked about the potential sale of WWE since 2017, 2018, and now that it's 2023, it's more of what I see on social media. It's more of what I see on Facebook groups. People are mad. People are stunned. People are surprised. People are praying to God that Vince McMahon doesn't, do what he did, but it's been talked about for years. So what are you, marktards? Do you have a false sense of security? Do you have amnesia? Do you have dementia? This was already talked about years ago. So go with it, ride with it. And if you're going to ride on the PWSO train, we're going to take you down that road. We're going to take you down the road to Never Land. Not with Michael Jackson, but with Benny Mac. It's just funny to me, Track. Why are people like stunned, mad, perturbed? This was talked about years ago. Now it's happening. Okay. It's happening. It's like the Bible prophesizes things. Doom and gloom does happen. And when it does, don't be shocked by it. You just got to roll with it. It's been preordained.
Listen, when was the actual first talks of a sale that happened? That like the real serious talks of a sale was like, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago? If you want to be real about it. Yeah, give or take. And then it got even more real when we started seeing certain people that we never thought would get released, and these list of releases getting released, and we're like, oh yeah, a sale is happening, something is up here. It's what you and Dr. J spoke about from the hangover. You guys were very informative in the things that you had to say. I thought it was awesome to know to people out there, to people out there, yes, Dr. J, Mr. Lippman is the official lawyer of the PW Hustle. All right. How do you think I get beat? How do you think it's possible that I'm not getting beat in these mean streets? All right, I got a stable full of Jews. All right, I got a stable full of them everywhere, from Jeff Lippman to Sidney Powell. All right, I got them all. I even got Rudy Giuliani back there. I got a little Italian in the mix as well. That's why I can't be beating these mean streets when you got the right legal representation. And you heard everything that you needed to hear from the professor and the doctor. They broke shit down for you. So if you need to just get a little bit more enlightenment, Professor, why don't you just refresh their memory about how shit like this will go down in that corporate boardroom? Because people seem to think that Vince McMahon is just coming back to take the company private. That's not happening, because he's going to lose money that way. I don't see him making the company private. That's just me. But if you want to refresh their memories, go ahead.
Well, actually, there is a chance for Vince McMahon to make WWE private because of his motivations. The motivation to sell, it depends on who he wants to sell it to. If because of a publicly traded company, there's like a listing Hustleites of companies, potential bidders for WWE. And you already know that NBC Universal is probably the most favorite of the bidders because of their vast partnership that we have. Me and Dr. J already broke that down. Because of NBC Universal, because of the cock, they have the PLEs, they have the shows, they have a lot of the WWE IP already there. People talk about Fox because of the SmackDown deal. People could talk about the Saudis because of the Vince McMahon and the Saudi prince already made that 10-year deal. So that's the one caveat there, Track, for the Saudi thing. That's the motivation for Vince to take the publicly traded WWE and turn it private so he can do what he wants to do. The other places, Fox, NBC, Disney, Endeavor, that's already partners with UFC, they don't want to take it private. They want to do like, when WCW bought the NWA from the Crockett's. They want to come in, do what they do, and then they will, within the first 6 months, they'll fire the WWE brass. They'll fire the WWE board of directors. But like I said on the Professor's Perspective with myself and Dr. J, I said it's a win-win for Vinnie Mac because his motivation, he wins in the end. If he wants to do the media rights thing, he wants the big ass $2-3 billion TV deal, he'll get it. Or if he wants to sell the company outright, then he'll make bank with his stockholder, with his stocks, and the board will get banked. But also the third caveat, he wants to take this company private, then he comes back with total autonomy. So that's where there is where he lies in it. People could say he's 77 years old, one of the greatest businessmen ever. I keep saying that. He's the most businessman because he adapts to the business ventures that he's done. He did it with cable TV. He did it with, the way the entertainment world was doing its thing in the 90s. And then he adapted with streaming deals because the WWE network people laughed at it a little bit first, but he was the guinea pig to see if this could work. Did he get like 10 million subscribers? No, he didn't. I'm being honest. He had like 2 million at the most. That's not impressive, Track. I get you. But he did that. He found a way to, get away from the pay-per-view market, and everybody now goes to the streaming apps. So that's the thing. He adapts to the business models of today, and now he's playing the industry. He's playing television. He's playing the SEC. He's playing Wall Street, and he wins. He wins in the end. It's fucked up that, his kids and the legacy dies, but he wins in the end because that's the way he wants to be remembered.
And quite frankly, if we look at some of the information that's been coming out in the past day or two, apparently there's going to be no changes in creative going forward. For now, Triple H, Nick Khan, Stephanie still in their positions until the company is sold. Because I'm sitting here like, Vince is not going to have any creative control. He was already having creative control. That nigga was home on the cell phone booking the show. Okay, the Banger Brothers. Really? That's what they came up with for Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. And I'm supposed to believe Vince is not fucking creative. Triple H came up with that. Fucking Sheamus and Drew came. Who the fuck is around and telling? No, that ain't gonna work for me, dog. The Banger Bros, no. But I that's neither here or there. I can see people getting used to that, but they say there's no creative control. None of that shit is gonna change for now. And now we have a list of potential buyers. One of the people that was one of the corporations that was on that list that I found funny was Warner Brothers Discovery.
I forgot about that. Yeah, they are a potential suitor.
That made my eyes go like this. Because if Warner Brothers... Now listen, let's be real. This is highly unlikely that Warner Brothers Discovery will be even in the top 3 for buyers. But since they put them on a list, let's talk about that. What would fucking happen? What do you think would happen if Warner Brothers Discovery bought the WWE? What would the future be for AEW if Warner Brothers Discovery bought WWE? From what I understand, and you correct me if I'm wrong, it seems that Warner Brothers Discovery owns minor stock in AEW.
Well,
Well, not the stock, but they own a piece of it.
no, the first in 2019, the people that were control of Warner Brothers Discovery helped facilitate AEW to be on TV. Hence, there was sort of like this 50-50 thing. So they do have some stake in the AEW Dynamite franchise, if you will, Track. So
Okay.
I find it highly unlikely, and this is just not because of the billions of dollars of cuts that they've already done, the restructuring of what they're doing, but to use HBO Max and to kind of like transfer everything from the cock to HBO Max, that's actually a win for Warner Brothers Discovery to infuse the WWE network onto HBO Max to get 1 or 2 million people to come over there. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but WWE Network is one of the highest like viewerships on the cock. People are watching. People are watching WWE programming. It's not about Law and Order. It's not about
Stop saying on the cock.
What?
Stop saying on the cock.
I'm just being. It is what it is.
They're gonna shorten the name. They're gonna shorten that name to the cock.
Oh, everybody says it. But okay, I'll be politically correct. They're WWE on the Peacock. It is them that is driving the viewerships. It is them driving a lot of stuff that makes Peacock very attractive for investors to even pump money into the Peacock networks. So if they can transfer that from them to HBO Max, that's a win-win. Now, the funny thing is for the internet trolls to say, oh, what does that leave AEW? Well, you got to, I've been saying this to you, you really got a super app of choices. You could have WWE, you could have AEW on the marquee for there, and then you have wrestling fans come into HBO Max, pay 10, 15 bucks a month to watch the programming. It's not always about the movies. I don't know, like high viewership on HBO Max for like Marvel movies, but once that kind of dies down, Track, what is consistent? The wrestling. That's what happens with the Peacock. You watch the wrestling, even if you watch the nostalgic stuff. That's where the traffic comes in for the viewership. So HBO Max gets a win if you have WWE or AEW. But I'll say this again. You don't want to have competing organizations on your same network. So there's the other dilemma there. Who do you pick? Well, WWE is known. Everybody says, well, the 70-year-old company trumps a 3.5-year-old company. So AEW might have to take the fall and might have to go somewhere else.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, if by some miracle Warner Brothers Discovery bought WWE, I don't see them even giving a shit about AEW anymore. They got WWE, and
with the people gone from Warner Brothers that were supportive of AEW, that's where your statement is actually more true.
And technically, if Warner Brothers Discovery bought WWE and they put it on TNT, Ted Turner really won the war. If you really want to think about it, WCW won the war if that shit was to happen. But like also the possibility, a bit highly unlikely, but I did talk about this on the live show. What if was it Shahan, the Khan Senior, with Tony Khan's father? Shad Khan. What if he bought the WWE? My man's worth $11 billion. I'm sure he can line up a bunch of investors and say, "Yo, you know what? I want to buy a company for my son again. I'm buying this for my kid, and I'm giving this for his next birthday in October." So,
if he wants to buy WWE, let's just say, I'll give you the figure, because WWE is kind of like at the value of maybe like the Dallas Cowboys or like the New York Knicks. Mm-hmm. Minimum is $5 billion you're going to have to pump in. So if he's worth $11 billion, I don't know, man. I'm just saying.
Of course he's not going to use his own money, but
I'm just giving you the number. $5 billion is the minimum to me, that's the starting point. I know that Vince was thinking that his WWE masters, his IPs and all that stuff is going to be worth from the range of $5 billion to maybe $10 billion. He's going to be greedy, I get you, but he's going to have to come into the middle, and the middle will be $8 billion.
That's crazy. And like I said, these are all possibilities. These are all minor possibilities. We're just speculating on the what ifs and the whole, the hilariousness behind this whole thing. I was asked by somebody, because I was, I've been going crazy on social media with the memes and the video memes and the gifs and whatever, because this shit is just hilarious. And he asked me if I thought that if I just hate WWE that much. I said no, it's nothing to do with it. It's just this whole thing is just really fucking funny to me, especially when, like I said, you had all these changes happening, you had all these people coming back, and you had a lot of people ready to come back, or the rumors were they're trying to get back. You had Lana talking her shit, talking about WWE is the best place for Miro to go. Yeah, the same place that fucked him up in the first place, that now has the old man coming back. But there is no creative changes that's going to happen. So I guess they're still ready to come back. Maybe not. Maybe so. Who knows? But I know this. I'd be on the pause button. If I was Dragon Lee, I'd be like, oh, fuck. God damn it.
It's like you said, Track. They didn't let go Bruce Pritchard. They didn't let go Kevin Dunn.
Exactly.
So when they weren't let go, they probably even knew that this was on the horizon. And that's where my conspiracy hat, shout outs to the Masked Man, I played the conspiracy part. I said this was orchestrated by Vince McMahon and Nick Khan from jump. I'm sorry, this whole sexual investigation, yeah, whatever is the case. But I'm saying that Vince McMahon hired Nick Khan. I'm going to say this again here on your show, Track, on this show. Vince McMahon hired Nick Khan for this particular reason, to increase WWE's brand awareness, to increase its valuation. I don't know how he convinced Vince McMahon, yo, man, just retire a little bit and play it off. And now we can sell this baby and make it, because once he came out of retirement, you could say, the stock jumped up. Of course, it's gonna have
that's the nature of the
stock market. But why did it jump up? Because they know there's a potential sale on the horizon, and it's gonna be even worth more and gonna stay over $80. That's why Joe Costanza is already paying people out. He already made his bank and he's cashing out. That's the thing. I think Nick Khan and Vince McMahon orchestrated this to get it to this point. That's just me. I don't have no proof. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't put anything past these people. I really don't. And I don't put anything past a man who basically, stuck a knife to the throat of his own company. Like, yo, because from what I understand, he basically said, if you don't let me back, then I'm not approving any media sales or any media streaming deals or whatsoever, because he had the controlling stock and he had the controlling vote and he had the final say. So yes, it's a business that goes with the business and the corporations and the evils of the corporate world. But again, it just you look at Vince and you're like, this guy's just a total piece of shit. This guy's just, it's like, yo, and for the fans who were enjoying the product, who were feeling, that there was this breath of fresh air, and who were not.
They were no. I'm gonna have to call you out, man. No one was enjoying. People were not enjoying the Triple H product because what was the thing they were saying?
I wasn't not like that, but you had a lot of people who were.
No. When Triple H was bringing back the people that Vince McMahon, kind of like let go because of his paying off the sexual NDAs to all the paralegals, they didn't get a great response. They didn't get a high reaction. And of course, the piece the move that made Vince McMahon say, God damn it, I'm coming back out of retirement, was Shot Dollar. You know it. Who actually is the culprit for Vince McMahon coming out of retirement and saying, nah, not on my watch. Not on my watch, pal.
He saw that shit. He said, what the hell is this? What? I fired that son of a bitch. Who got him back in here? Go get him. Go get that son of a bitch. Let's go right now. Let's go. Yo, Vince McMahon was sitting at home with a hooker in his lap and a can of steroids in his other hand, and sitting there like, what the hell is this? That nigga saw that nigga fucking tumble over that top rope, and he was like, fuck this, I'm coming back. He saw Uncle Howie. He said, what the fuck is this? I'm like, no, I can't. No, this big nose circus is too much. Where the hell is Jeff Jarrett? Vince Triple H got rid of him. What? I told him not to take. I said Jeff stays right here. Son of a bitch. I couldn't stand his ass. First it was Macho Man, now it's Triple H, and he's trying to steal my company. I'm not gonna let it happen. I'm not gonna let that son of a bitch take what's mine. If anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be me. It's gonna be a lethal dose of poison, and I'm gonna kill my own creation. It's gonna be me and Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So
It's
here
actually,
we are, bro.
it's actually shocking because, again, if he had the mindset of a legacy, I would say Shane's kids, they're old enough. You could say, I think one of his sons is already in college. You can groom Grandpa Vinny can groom one of Shane's kids if he didn't want to give it to Shane. He'd be like, all right, you got it, pal. Triple
But
H and Stephanie got you can groom them to the family business. This is a little shocking to me. Isn't it shocking to you that he's not
it
trying
is because you would think he would just pass it down or whatever. But you got to remember, the company wasn't passed down to him. He had to buy it from his father. And
and it's
I
not
always,
if it was
exactly. And I always felt that if Vinny had to buy the company from his pops, he's never going to just give the company over to his children. I never felt that. I felt that they would have to buy, they would have to give him some money for the company. But I didn't think it would go down this way. I definitely thought that the WWE would stay in the blood. Would stay within the bloodline. Within the real bloodline, within the McMahons. And for all we know, that still could happen. But we know the realities of a corporate takeover. When somebody comes in, it don't matter. Because I had this conversation. You see, there's a group called AEW Fans Said What? And this group is filled of virgins, haters, sad ass niggas, and just like people talk about the AEW fan base being really toxic and whatnot, which still doesn't compare to the WWE. The fucking AEW fan base is only about 3 years old. So it's got nothing on the WWE fan base, which has been around for fucking years and been toxic since the internet, got came around, because the WWE fan base wasn't as fucking toxic as it was until the birth of the internet and Vince McMahon taking over. And they earned that right. Vince McMahon technically won the war, if you want to say that. So they had all right to gloat and laugh and mock at anybody else who comes along trying to, be as big in the WWE or trying to run competition with the WWE. I understand the passion of the WWE toxic fans and the stands out there. I get it. But to have a group that's so threatened by the mere presence of another promotion that's not even ratings wise touching the WWE right now, I find completely hilarious. But these motherfuckers, this group is filled with some of the dumbest assholes that I've ever fucking met in my entire life or come across. I had one guy telling me that, oh, how do you know there's going to be a sale? Are you sitting there with Vince McMahon? Are you one of his drinking buddies? I'm like, dude, it's a sale. It's not. They say potential because that's what he's hanging on the whole word of potential. So he's playing semantics. So then I dropped the news on him that CSNBC reports the potential list of buyers and the fact that J.P. Morgan Chase has been hired. Oh, you see, you're going off again. He fucking reposts the same post that I made and go, get the facts straight. It says potential. I'm like, this fucking guy here. Like, yo, now of course, it is
a potential sale. What is
it? Is a potential, but it's like, dude, don't stand on that. Thinking that this
blinded to the flag of WWE, like it's not gonna happen. Okay, this is the reality. This is, like I said, this is the hypocrisy of people. This has been said for years. It's happening. Deal with it.
It's so see, and this is where this is where it becomes satisfying to me to watch these fans act like this and really think that this means nothing in the long run. And he thinks that even if the company does get sold, it's not going to change creatively. Nothing is going to change. So his whole mantra is a corporation is going to come in and buy the WWE and use the whole "if it ain't broke, don't fix it" philosophy. It's like, Nigga, are you fucking insane? Do you not understand how these corporate this shit could be making $1 billion? It still don't mean that Triple H and Stephanie and Nick Khan gonna be there when another corporation comes over. It's like I said in the fucking show. If I buy my own McDonald's, I keep saying this shit. None of you motherfuckers are staying. Nobody's staying here. So, Triple H may still be a while for a while, Steph and Nick Khan, but no, after a while, are gonna go. You're gonna see less. It's gonna be like I said this during the live show.
Like this. It'll be like
WCW bringing in a bunch of people who have no wrestling experience. It's gonna be a revolving door.
I think you can, if there's supposedly some people with knowledge of the history, like you just said with the WCW purchase from the Crockett's in '88. If NBC Universal buys it, I think that Triple H job is more safer than Nick Khan and Stephanie because they need somebody to be that.
You're right on that aspect. You're right.
Else is expendable. The one that has the wrestling knowledge is going to be safe. If you stay away from the marketing part, everybody else is expendable. Triple H's job is safe. Now, if it goes private, everybody's head's on the chopping block, and Vince McMahon is safe because then they'll say he's the stable one, he's the creative one, and Vince can hire who he wants. And I bet you he wouldn't even hire his son-in-law even to have a stand in the creative process. He'll just go with Bruce Pritchard. He'll go with his yes man. He'll probably rehire John Laurinaitis, people power, in a private WWE company. It would happen.
Man, listen, you're not wrong. Yeah, and I didn't think about that. If he does take this company private, to that guy in the AEW fans said what group, you'd think shit ain't going to change creatively if he takes the company private? And to be honest with you, Q, there's more of a chance of the company being changed in creatively if he takes it private versus it being bought out, because for a fact if he takes it private, that's it, everybody's gone. And like you just said, Triple H gone. You know what I'm saying? Steph gone. To go back to what you said about the corporate takeover and Triple H keeping his job, a corporation that takes over probably is not going to want to have any stink of McMahon around, which includes Stephanie and Triple H.
Yeah.
They probably wouldn't want that, especially with these allegations coming out and more. Apparently, there's more to come, and from what I've been hearing, this is just rumors that have been floating. There's something else that's major that's about to drop. All right. Now, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say, ooh, yes, I hope that's so, because the guy, listen, I'm already convinced that this man is a rapist. I don't want more. I out of my own, for my own mental and just to not even want more women to have to go through that. I'm hoping that there's not any more allegations that come out, because any allegations that is going to come out, like I said, I know it's not 100%, but damn it, that bitch took a lie detector test and passed. Okay, so after that, it takes a little bit more convincing. Like, it's going to take Vince McMahon to have an alibi or some shit like that for me to believe his ass. So if there's more shit to come, man.
He's a narcissist, egomaniacal sociopath who, if it goes private, that's why he won't even care about allegations. He won't even care, because then it's kind of like the Bill Cosby deadline. It's been years. It's been 20, 30 years. So all you can do is do a civil trial or go to court. These women have got to go to court and file charges against him, which they haven't done that yet. I don't know what they're waiting for. Why are we waiting for another Wall Street article when these women should just file charges in a court of law? That's what you should.
Well, I don't know about. I think there's a statute of limitations on that. I think that might be an issue.
But that Bill Cosby should have never went to jail. I'm sorry.
Let's not even get politics behind that. Listen. Maybe, hopefully. I won't say hopefully, because it's not a legal thing to do. It's not legal, but not say hopefully, but maybe, who knows? There might be somebody running for district attorney of Connecticut and, like Cosby, make a campaign promise to get Vince McMahon. And next thing you know, here's this motherfucker going to jail and for 2 years and just getting out on appeal because somebody did some stupid shit. Who the fuck knows? But all I know is you got more shit coming out. that's supposed to be damaging. So this roller coaster ride is just begun. It's nowhere near over. I'm not. I forgot. Did the Dr. J have a time that he thought a time frame for when he thought the company would be finalized and sold? Do you?
We all speculated. Again, it depends on where his motivation is. If he's trying to do the TV deal first, of course, that's ongoing negotiations. But if he's trying to sell the company first, that's a 3 to 6 month process right there. So actually, there's a lot of double duty here, Track, because hiring J.P. Morgan Chase to facilitate the buyout for WWE is one thing. So that's off his plate. But he also has got to get negotiations for Fox or, USA Network, or if he wants to go into the streaming apps, Apple TV, Netflix, Amazon Prime, whatever the case may be.
Netflix is also on that list, and I don't understand how the hell they got on there. But go ahead.
Well, Netflix is dead because what do they have? They have 200 million worldwide subscribers. WWE puts out weekly live content, so it would behoove Netflix to get, again, what I said, with if the Warner Brothers Discovery, if they want to do HBO Max, you facilitate the viewership to go into that, the Netflix traffic. It's a no-brainer for that.
Real quick, let's just go. I have the list here of potential buyers. So let's just go through the list of potential buyers here. All right, number one, most likely, highly, will be Comcast, which is owned by NBC Universal. Fox is number two. I can see that. You mentioned the whole, SmackDown and shit like that, and they could use that. Disney. Now, I said absolutely not. Disney will probably have no interest in WWE not because they don't think they can make the money back, but probably because they already have their feet in so much shit that they're trying to also allocate. But then I thought about ESPN and the deals they've already technically they've already been working with Disney. So one can say Disney is very high up there, and I have to say I was wrong. I was like no way Disney.
And there's a deal between WWE and Disney in the Philippines to air.
Exactly. And I didn't think about that. So I have to take back everything I said about Disney being even in the conversation. So I take that back. Warner Brothers Discovery.
Everything on the list has more of a worldwide potential. That's what it is with these buyers. Everything is not about it's not about America, Hustleites. This is a worldwide thing. Now, of all the people that you're listing, Track, there's also another, let's just say, obstacle. Some of these companies are a little cash strapped right now, and they have to restructure their economics. Case in point.
They give reasons. The article itself gives reasons to why they're potential, but why it might not happen. Like they go down why it might not happen with one of the brothers.
Even Comcast NBC Universal could be the potential suitor and the most likely suitor. Peacock did lose money, so I'm not even saying that Peacock's a money maker too. They are losing money. They lost I don't know if it was $200 million last year alone. So I'm just saying, a lot of these companies are losing money on other different business ventures too. Hustleites.
Here's the other people: Netflix, which we just discussed, Amazon, Endeavor Group Holdings, which I think
they're partners with UFC or they bought UFC.
Yeah, there you go. And Liberty Media, and those are the top. But there's one group that's been named as the front runner, which is that Saudi group, which we mentioned already. And I said to myself while you were talking about that, I thought about one person in particular who would he stay with the company if they bought it? Sami Zayn. Would Sami Zayn want to work for some fucking Saudis? Sami Zayn wasn't trying to go to fucking. Well, he couldn't go anyway. But I'm sure if he could, he would have still turned it down. He's been vocal about the Saudis. So if they bought it, Sami Zayn need to fucking quit and fucking go hide somewhere before they kill his ass. So for Sami's sake and others who may be of Syrian descent, I say fuck that group of buying anything. Because, it's fuck them.
I got Wango Tango news. On another potential buyer. My sources, Hustleites, Dixie Carter and Panda Energy, they are in the fold. Don't you guys? I'm just giving you right there. Panda Energy.
Oh, shit.
They're going to put their foot in
Panda Energy. Yo, what the fuck, man? We trans wealthy. We got the means. Why don't the Hustle just buy the WWE? Fuck that shit. Would you guys like to see the Hustle run the fucking WWE? Because y'all know goddamn well if A-Track Brown is booking, you ain't never gonna see John Cena again.
And that's why I'm on the board of directors, Hustleites, because I will fight him on that tooth and nail. And we are a democracy, not an autocracy.
You know what? You'll see John Cena coming in, and you'll finally see the fucking match of the century: A-Track Brown versus John Cena. And who you think is gonna be doing the job? Not me.
Well, if the Saudis pay you, you will do the job.
But man, fuck out of here. But yo, it's crazy when you think about all these possibilities, right? And in the realm, you also thinking about the fucking talent. What are they for? They must be going nuts right now. Even though, like I said, we heard the news of no change in creative. That's still probably not sitting well with some of the people backstage. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, Johnny Gargano are all shitting their pants. They're all fucking probably shitting. I don't give a fuck what the dirt sheets say. Just because the dirt sheets say it don't mean it's true. And even if it is true, it don't mean it's going to stay that way. This creative change, this creative process that they have right now when they sell is not going to stay the same. And that's what you need to fucking realize. Walt Clyde is probably coming in his pants right now thinking that Vince McMahon is going to come back and not realizing that, no, bro, Vince McMahon ain't coming back the way you think it is. He's not coming back to bang your box. That's number one. And number two, he's coming back to sell the company. So he ain't coming back to change shit. So I think right now, I think that's probably the one thing that me and Walt Clyde agree on right now, that the current change of WWE is shit. But he probably wants Vince to come back to fix it because he thinks it was better under Vince, and that's where we fucking stop. Anybody who thinks that the shit was better under Vince is a fucking idiot. Plain and simple. Let's just stop all the fucking madness right there. And, you know, we had a good week. Not a good week because I thought Raw was kind of shit, but SmackDown was awesome. Rampage was good. Battle of the Belts was good. AEW Dynamite had a good show. So, you know, we had some cool wrestling, and everybody, I'm pretty sure the ratings of SmackDown are going to go up because everybody had their fucking TVs on SmackDown. Every wrestling fan was watching SmackDown in the beginning, like, oh shit, what's going to happen now?
Nah, it's not going to be higher than what it was last week. It's going to go down a little bit, but it's just going to stay in their range. Yeah, it's going to stay in that 2.1, 2.2. It's not going to be 2.5 like it was because of John. That was the John Cena effects. So with him not there, it's going to go back down to its range of 2.1 to 2.2.
I wouldn't be surprised if the beginning of the show, if the first 5 to 10 minutes of the show did double than what it did with the hopes of, not even with the hopes, but with the curiosity of seeing it and wondering if Vince McMahon was going to come out or not. And, you know, Tony Khan, if you think we talk about Tony Khan, he's having a good week, you know. In some ways, he's probably looking at this whole Vince McMahon return thing as a good thing. Like he said, everybody's being so nice to me today. I wonder why. You know, he went out there with the trolling tweet. That was actually the first thing that he did online that I actually laughed at. So I give him props on that. His fucking Jaguars won the division. You know, he celebrating, drops his phone and shit like that. I wonder who picked that shit up.
I have no idea, but you know what? That will be funny if the Jaguars win the Super Bowl. WWE's obligated to give them a belt.
Oh, they'll turn that down. They'll just give AEW belts to their own people. All of a sudden, you'll see that shit stop with the Jaguars. WWE wouldn't even be sending them niggas shit. You'd be like, wait, who won the Super Bowl? I don't know. That's what you were hearing on the. Yo, they would definitely take a shot at AEW if the Jaguars won the Super Bowl. Michael Cole would be on commentary with Wade Barrett, like, you know, like that team that won the Super Bowl. Wade Barrett, who won the Super Bowl? I don't know. Nobody cares. You know, they'll probably do some shit like that. But yeah, man, listen. You had Wrestle Kingdom. That was a good show. I'm supposed to review that. Michael Davis is supposed to be here with us to review that, but he's not here. So we're gonna save that review because I'm still gonna review that with my boy because Wrestle Kingdom was a really good show. But we have to talk about the elephant in the room of Wrestle Kingdom, which was Sasha Banks. Now, Sasha Banks debuted at Wrestle Kingdom. She did not have a huge pop. But she did have a pop. They did cheer her. There's some people trying to downplay it or whatever, and then because it wasn't like spectacularly huge, but you definitely heard them cheer for her. But the big controversy out of it was the botch that was made by Kairi Sane, which people tried to blame Sasha for. And I'm not going to sit here and I'm not cursing out Kairi or say, oh, fuck you, Kairi. Kairi, you fucked up. Because Kairi's not a bad wrestler. She just has a shitty-ass pirate gimmick. But at the end of the day, these chicks, these women are professionals. They know what they're doing. And sometimes botches happen. The one thing you can say is that they probably didn't practice it enough. But we did see the footage. We did see how the move was supposed to work. And it went from it being Sasha's fault to the move was too complicated to, oh, the move sucked anyway. So, the haters were out there in massive. The stands were out there in massive.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're going to have your trolls and all that. But I think for that move track, you didn't need to do that move. You know what I mean? I think if you did a kick to the gut and a straight up DDT, that would have sent the message right there. It's very plain.
You're right.
But I think she wanted to show that she had, she could rest. She could still.
She wanted to do something special. It was Wrestle Kingdom, whatever. Will she beat Kairi for that title? I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised if she did. But if she did, she's not going to hold on to it for long. Remember my bold prediction, right? When I said that Sasha Banks would wrestle at appear at Wrestle Kingdom, wrestle a New Japan event, wrestle that one show for AEW, and do some and go back to WWE eventually. It seems like that was her plan, because she said that she was going on some tour or whatever, the
tour, a world domination,
the World Domination Tour. What does that sound like to you? Who did that when they left WWE?
Shit,
in recent memory,
Cody Rhodes.
Exactly. So I said to myself, she's going to pull a Cody. She's going to go out there, draw a bunch of attention, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Her name being mentioned at Wrestle Kingdom made it the most searched or the fifth searched or whatever for that night. It was not Kenny Omega. Let's be fucking real here. Even though Kenny Omega and Ospreay had a kick-ass match, it was Sasha Banks appearing there that made a lot of more American fans and a lot more international fans look that shit up and want to see it and want to see what was going to go down. Straight up and down.
I agree. The curiosity of Sasha Banks being at New Japan and Wrestle Kingdom outshine even the card itself. That's just me, and people would say I'm trolling. No, it's true. You're right. Sasha Banks garnered that interest, garnered the social media likes like that, and probably she's going to be the reason why they might add more seats to that San Jose show with her and Kairi Sane for the IWGP Women's title, and probably. Definitely. If the curiosity is there, Hustleites, she might open some more seats for the forum for AEW Dynamite, because she might make that appearance. Who knows? I don't know. People saying she's not gonna be there, or she's gonna be there, or whatever the case may be. But the curiosity is there, Track. You're right about that.
There's no doubt in my mind that she's trying to make history here and be the first black female IWGP champion, and she's gonna win that on American soil. Go back to Japan, drop the title in Japan, thus continuing her reign of short title reigns. But the fact of the matter is,
that's not a good history track. That's not a good legacy.
It is not. That just continues it, because I have no doubt that she will not hold on to that title for long. And you're gonna have a lot of Charlotte comparisons. Now, she just comes in and gets a title shot and wins. How is she no different than Charlotte? Well, she didn't appear in the fucking Wrestle Kingdom and just beat fucking Kairi Sane in 5 seconds for the title. That's number one.
But that would have made more of traction for Wrestle Kingdom.
Honestly, you would have been right. The after buys or the after views of that probably would have fucking went way up through the roof just to see that alone. But like I said, she's on some shit where she's gonna go out there, make a bunch of noise, make a bunch of money, show that she can be paid as much as Charlotte, Bayley, and Becky, and come back to the WWE. Whoops! Psych, nigga, you thought. Because as soon as Vince McMahon fucking announced his comeback, I am 100% sure Sasha said, fuck this shit. I'll do this shit and I'll be all elite. Fuck it. I'm not going back there. Unless they offer her more money. And I can see her going back for that. Because at the end of the day, isn't it all about money? Yeah, she loves the business. Yeah, she's passionate about it. But at the end of the day, always the dollars. Always the dollars.
You can always say, I'm sorry by paying you a lot of money, and then all is forgiven. And two, I'll say this. Let me ask you this question, Track, because wasn't it supposed to be like she did her thing to Kyrie at Wrestle Kingdom Night 1? Shouldn't the match have been in that Wrestle Kingdom 2 event at Yokohama? Why?
You would, because again, it's like you said, that San Jose show. They want to draw people into that San Jose show. That continuation of Wrestle Kingdom already is what it is. You know, it's already gonna get that. Now, yeah, if she was on the actual card, it would make a little bit more noise. But they want to save that for the San Jose show. They want to get people in there. If they're gonna use her, they're gonna use her to gain more interest in the New Japan American product, the Strong or whatever. You know, but it's either way, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Well, that World Domination Tour better include MLW, better include Impact, better include WOW.
I definitely don't see. I can see her going to WOW. I can see her making an appearance in WOW. I definitely see what's that woman who owns the Lakers dropping some money for her and make. Well, I think Tessa Blanchard might be gone, but I could definitely see her dropping some money to have Sasha appear. MLW would be nice too. You know, Impact, that's laughable, but I don't give a fuck. I would love to see a match between her and Deonna Purrazzo, to be honest with you. So,
yeah. I mean, there's a list of, just like Cody had a list, she has a list that she could work with, you know, on the independent scene too, and make money.
Yeah, and I think that was the plan. Like I said, I felt that she was gonna do that, and then this Vince McMahon shit came along, and I think she put that plan on hold. She's probably gonna do the World Domination shit and come back to AEW and probably sign there. That's what I think. If she wasn't gonna sign to AEW before, she's probably gonna sign now, most likely. And you know, with that being said, we're gonna get out of here. Let them know where they can find you, Q.
You can find me on the Twitter at PWSOPROF, and you can also find me doing the most nostalgic podcast out there, the PWR podcast, the Pro Wrestling Reflection podcast with myself and the Tommy Wonder, available on the PWSO networks at podbeam.com.
And of course, you can find me here doing the fucking reactions, the PW Hustle reactions. You know, you got Willow, you got the Bad Batch. You know, you got me doing that shit until the fucking Last of Us. When the Last of Us comes on, I'm going to be reacting to that shit too. And of course, you can find your boy, A-Track Brown, on Twitter at A-Track Brown, number 8, TRAC Brown. Don't forget, join the PW Hustle Fandom Group, the Hustle Fandom Group, and we will see you motherfuckers later. Well, like I said, this shit is just the beginning. And there's probably going to be way more news to come. And we're going to be here reporting it. Hopefully next time we'll have the Masked Man with us. We see you guys later.